Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, March 24th, 2023 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is, as I expand in myself, we watch the inner and the outer revolution, evolution unfold. So, today, in today's Astro Shifty list, we have Mars finishing up in the sign of Gemini. I would not be doing this scope unless this was major, because I'm recording at 11 o'clock at night, because for the last few hours I have been going deep into the stuff with a friend. Anyway, this is big. This is big because Mars has been in the sign of Gemini since last August. Usually Mars moves through in about like 2-ish months. To spend like this many months in one sign going through a major retrograde is huge. And also the timing of this shift, which is just days off of this shift of Pluto, is also potent. So here we have Mars preparing to enter Cancer. Now, I probably will do a scope about Mars and Cancer, but Mars at this final degree of Gemini, part of the work of Gemini in the world is to bring about change. To like, oh, I noticed that thing, and I'm going to change, and I noticed that thing, and I'm going to change. And that's part of the overall work of this long Mars in Gemini transit that we've gone through, is to activate change within ourselves. Now, I said to all of my year ahead astro people, like, March is definitely a catapult time between Pluto, which just shifted, and this Mars energy. We have so much potential for shift. Now, Gemini is interesting because Gemini rules the mind, and Mars is like action. So it's activating our mind, but it's also asking us to line our actions with our mind. And so there's 2 layers with this last day of Mars and Gemini that we can work this energy. Are your actions in alignment with the changes that you're wanting to make? Really finding that integrity, finding that alignment, but also, is your mind also supporting these actionable changes that you're making and working to find the coherence between both of those energies? Now, at the same time, Mars at 29 can make people feel a little aggro. I heard that from a few people today, like, I'm a little on edge. And I was like, oh, it's probably also that Mars energy that you're feeling. Because a lot of people are like, I'm on edge. Is this what Pluto in Aquarius is? Yeah, you may be feeling a little bit of that. But chances are you're feeling this Mars, which is wrapping up like this, 8-month transit, basically, where it's been in this one sign, bringing along change, and some of this on edgeness may be that feeling of needing to shift that you haven't been able to fully find that coherence in. This is the move of the day, the coherence move. And so that's part of your work today. Now, what I love is when Mars moves into Cancer, between that and the South Node right now in Scorpio, and Saturn and Neptune working Pisces, we will have all of the water signs activated. And it may be that some of these blocks to change have to do with some subconscious feelings, emotions that need to be moved. Mars in Cancer, we can move our emotions. And so keep that in mind. Maybe there are some blocks that are going to bubble up over this time, and that will be really powerful. But for today, as much as you can, finding that coherence between your mind and your actions, really working in integrity in that alignment, will help you. Besides this energy, the moon in Taurus is aligning us with Venus. So are you aligning in your worth? That's a huge thing for all of us. And I'm not going to go deep into that because I want this scope to be shorter, but aligning your actions with your worth, aligning your mind with your worth. And again, noticing where there may be some things where you're not really in alignment with that, the truth of your soul, of the soul of the universe, and your name is love energy, right? Like the truth of the soul of who you are. The moon is also going to connect to Uranus. So, by the end of the day, we're going to be hitting our Revolution Evolution Day, which Revolution Evolution Days are where the universe is like, I'm going to poke at you so we can find where you need to do that work. We have that going on. We're going to have the moon and Uranus conjunct. And so, definitely, some triggery issues are probably going to find their way to the surface. This is not just Pluto. This is also the other astro. But your work is standing in who you are and being willing to work through these energies. And we've got that. We've got that in the cards. The adventure card is always like, you're moving into the light, but there are some of those shadows to face, and it's an adventure of a lifetime. We've got the Thunderbolt card. There's some ego stuff. And part of this is all the alignment work so that we really can embrace our highest vibe with this Pluto in Aquarius energy. Some of this stuff is old. We've got the Miser. We've been holding on to it for so long. Again, I feel like Mars in Cancer will help process some of this emotional stuff, but today we're working with some of the mental layers. Hard times require furious dancing. Move yourself through it, dance your way through it, and get by with a little help from your friends. Reach out for your support systems, because that's what friends are for. Our final card is a promise of the pieces finally fitting. I'm going to leave that there. So, you can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Eclipse readings available. If I have not gotten back to you, no fretting. I will just have had trouble sitting at the computer this week. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and honor your values. Namaste.